Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Alexiot's here, and it's Friday morning, and we're doing a Friday Freakout, and I'm freaking out because everybody right now has a chance to become an original Toronto Tempo fan in the official fan club. That's right. This is the ground floor, y'all. This is the very beginning of the journey of the WNBA franchise being in Toronto. Who's texting me right when I start? Anyway, yeah, it's going to be a great journey, and you want to be one of the ones that can say that you are original Toronto Tempo fan, right? You want to be able to say that. Well, this is how you bonify yourself for that. You join this. I'm serious. I'm calling to action. Everybody out there, join the Toronto Tempo fan club and get in there on the ground floor as a fan at the very beginning. If you do this now, you'll have bona fide documentation to show people later down the road. Yeah, I was there with them before they even had a team in 2025. They won't have a team until next year. And then, they'll be able to say, yeah, our first year was 2026. But if you're a fan officially of the Toronto Tempo in 2025, you're ahead. You are ahead. And I'm telling you, this just got rolled out in the last week, guys. And I'm telling you, this is a really important thing to strongly consider. If you're already wanting to be a Tempo fan because you know they're coming and you want to be a fan of the WNBA in Toronto, well, you should just do it. What's included? Early access to Toronto Tempo events. That means early access to tickets ahead of the rest of everybody else. Early access to priority seats in the arena for the games. This is for the real fans. And we know a lot of us are real fans of this team already before it's even showed up. So I'm just saying, I can't sell this any harder. I'm going to keep selling this right now because seriously, Toronto Tempo is calling y'all to be fans. And I think we should answer the call. Toronto Tempo Fan Club exclusive collectible. Now, if you do this, this is how you can tell them that you are an exclusive Toronto Tempo original fan, because you're going to get a collectible sent to you that nobody else will have, and you'll be able to show it. For me, when I went to game one of the finals of the Raptors versus the Warriors in 2019, they gave out long sleeve OVO Drake shirts with all the Raptors logos on it. And when you see somebody wearing that long sleeve OVO Drake shirt, it actually tells you that they were at the very first NBA Finals game on foreign soil in Toronto, in Canada, when the Raptors beat the Warriors and Steph Curry on that date in 2019. That collectible itself identifies that particular event. That's if you're a Raptors fan, you know that. You're walking around in public and you see somebody in downtown Toronto wearing that long sleeve OVO with all the Raptors logos on it. You're like, oh, they went to the finals with the Raptors in game one, because that's the shirt they gave at that game. I'm just saying, if you get that collectible and you show it to people and you're like, yeah, look, Toronto Tempo, right from the start, original Tempo fan. Yeah, I've been here since the beginning of the climb, and I got my little Toronto Tempo collectible to show you that this is the truth. I'm just saying, if you guys want this kind of status, it's a status that I enjoy as a Raptor fan because I was a fan of the Raptors before they even had a player. You can do that now and bona fide it by joining up. Telling you, it's help Teresa Resch, help Monica Wright Rogers, help the prospective coach of the WNBA Toronto team that we don't know who they are yet. Help the players who aren't even on the team yet by bringing your fandom and showing support right away. Put your name on the list, sending a little seed money to help them, to keep them in a good place. And so I said seed money. Sound like a televangelist. I need to shut up. No, just pay the little bit of a fee to get the access and get your name on this list. Seriously, it'll be worth it. I'm telling you. I'm going to do it today. Let's see. Also, they're going to have exclusive giveaways and content. So it's like you're going to have abilities to get extra giveaways that not too open to the general public because you're an official Toronto Tempo fan. I'm just saying. How can I not sell this more like a QVC or Home Shopping Network person? It's like the time is running out on the clock. Call the number now to get this, and we'll throw out shipping and handling costs. That's what I don't know. That's the kind of stuff they say, right? I'm just saying. I'm trying to sell this a little bit like QVC, a little bit like Home Shopping Network right now. It's like, this product is great. You should get it. Be the first to grab tickets and cheer from a dedicated Tempo fan club section at home games. I love this. They're going to do something similar to what Steve Ballmer and the Clippers have been doing at the new Intuit Dome. They have a section that's fans only, that they stand the whole entire game, and they all have to be wearing Clippers gear, and they have certain rules for them. Well, it sounds like Teresa and the Tempo may be starting up something like that here with them. A dedicated fan section for diehard fans that are in the fan club. So if you want to get in that dedicated fan section, guess what you got to do? You got to sign up for the official Toronto Tempo fan club. Get in there and get your spot with the real ones, the loud ones, the crazy ones at the end of the court. You want to be in that group, right? You want to be that kind of Toronto Tempo fan, getting loose, getting loud, getting crazy. Well, you want access to that fun? Well, you better go and join the official Toronto Tempo fan club. I'm telling you right now, you want to be in that group. You want to be down there with them, and you go make new friends. I'm sure you make new friends in that game. You get loud enough for the Tempo team in the WNBA. You're going to make some new friends down in that fan section, because you're going to have the same passion, and that's for basketball, and that's for women's basketball. That's right. That's right. Merchandise discount at TorontoTempo.com, guys. So it's like you'll get a discount on Tempo gear. So it may end up paying for itself back from paying the initial fee to be a Toronto Tempo official fan. You can get the money back in markups of the Tempo gear. You know, like I got my candle that I got. You could get the candle marked off and get it for less from joining the official fan club. So yeah, get in there. There's exclusive Tempo partner offers also. See, they're already linked up with Sephora. And Sephora may be doing stuff down at their store saying, oh, you're a Tempo official fan. Well, you get a discount. Guess what? Because Sephora is a partner with the Toronto Tempo. So you know what? You get a discount today on your facial cream and your things that you're buying here. Yeah, you get a discount because you're a Tempo fan. And you're a bona fide card-carrying Tempo fan from the start. So I'm saying, what's on the win or lose or here? It's just be a Tempo fan because you are one already. You might as well get the card too and get all the benefits of it, right? You're going to be a Tempo fan. I know I'm going to be a Tempo fan. So it's like, why not just join the fan club and go ahead and get all the benefits? Because if you're a Tempo fan by word, you might as well get the benefits too. So I highly encourage everybody to sign up for the official Toronto Tempo fan club. I'm freaking out about it because it's exciting, because this team's on its way. This team has a fan club, and that's fantastic. It's more and more tangible. The construction signs are coming down, and the new stuff is coming up because the team will start playing next year. We'll be so excited to be watching WNBA action in Toronto, and I will be freaking out like the Raptor Freak does for the Tempo. Tempo Freak in the summer, Raptor Freak in the fall and the winter. That's right. That's what it's going to be. The schedule on this channel is Raptor Freak for the NBA season, Tempo Freak for the WNBA season. Yeah, duality. That's right. So let's get in there on the ground floor. Let's get the bragging rights. I'm an original Tempo fan. Yeah, I was there way before they even started playing. That's right. I was there when they announced the team was coming, and they didn't even have a name. I remember when they leaked the name. And Teresa Resch came out and announced it is the Toronto Tempo. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, yeah, I was there back then, way back. Yeah, I'm just saying, this kind of stuff as a Raptors fan is bona fide stuff. You know, I've been a fan of the Raptors since they announced in the Globe and Mail that the NBA has awarded a franchise to the city of Toronto. Didn't even know the team name. Didn't know nothing about no Jurassic Park Raptors or nothing about that. I just knew that the Raptors, there was going to be a team in Toronto in the NBA. And the NBA is my favorite sport, and Toronto was my favorite city. And I knew that would be my favorite team. That was just it. After that, it's like the meeting of two worlds. Toronto is where I'm from. Toronto is my favorite city in the world. And the NBA is my favorite sport. And when I heard in the early 90s that they were thinking about putting a team in Toronto, I was like, ooh, getting giddy. And then when it officially happened, woo, there is going to be an NBA team in Toronto. Oh, well, that's my team immediately, sight unseen, not even knowing what the name would be, not knowing anything about it. As soon as I heard the news that the Toronto City would get an NBA franchise, that was my team. It was all over and done with. I didn't even know my name was going to be Raptors Freak. I just knew I was going to be freaking out about a basketball team in Toronto. And that's how it all started right there. So, yeah, this is similar. We're at the beginning of the journey for the WNBA. So let's get in there and show our fandom. That's what I'm saying right there. All right, Trevor J's first in with the words of wisdom. I appreciate you, Commissioner Fun, Trevor J. When you are living when what you are living for is greater than what tried to break you, you become unstoppable. It's crazy, because some ways, like, it's crazy, success, especially in fame, can be very difficult because there's going to be a lot of people trying to sidetrack you, detour you, slow you down, stop you, deny you, reject you. This is going to be happening. It's natural. People are haters in some ways, and they're going to try and slow you down, especially if you got some badass things about you and you're going somewhere. Haters will hate, and they will try and slow you down. But at a certain point, your momentum and your ability will surpass those haters and their roadblocks. And then, like Trevor said, you become unstoppable. In fact, that's the crazy thing about amazingly crazy good talent. We can think about great African-American creative people in all kinds of fields throughout the last 100 years who were supremely talented. And because they were supremely talented, all the roadblocks of discrimination and racism and different things that could have possibly stopped them could not deny them. They got right by them. A person like Stevie Wonder, an undeniable talent as a singer and a musician. You can't deny that talent. It doesn't matter. It's unstoppable against the hatred that may have been bigotry against him. So it's just like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what Trevor's talking about right here. It's like, if you're able to be greater than that which tried to break you, you're unstoppable. And I tell you, there's certain talent in this world that is so undeniably pure and amazing that nothing can stop it. And it's talents like people like Michael Jackson, Prince, Stevie Wonder. These people could not be stopped, even if racist people probably wanted to stop them at some point because their talent was undeniable. There you go. There you go. Words of wisdom from our Commissioner of Fun, Trevor J. I appreciate you so much, Trevor. Trevor's also saying that Colin Murray Boyles is looking good at the Swish culture run in Spain. Swish culture. Swish, like a shot going through the net. Yeah, there's a lot of guys doing pickup games right now. Emmanuel's been in Remy at Hollywood. We know Scotty's done some. Chris Boucher's been participating in runs right now too. But yeah, Colin Murray Boyles footage that's out in the last couple days is very promising. We know that Colin has a very good defensive acumen and skills and awareness, and he seems to soak up the ball like a great paper towel soaking up a mess on a counter. He's just like that. He just soaks it up. Here, the ball's in my hand. It's like he's got little mini suction cups on the ends of his fingers that just grabs the ball and takes it whenever he wants it. And I like that aspect about him. I think the defensive side of Colin Murray Boyles is going to be very fruitful for the Raptors this whole year, even as a rookie coming in the league green. The other side, though, the offensive side, is a big question mark. It's going to be, I've often said already, watching him in summer league, I know he's going to be a garbage man. The man is going to be hanging off the end of a garbage truck, just like the men who come and get your refuse at your house. And he's going to be jumping off the truck, grabbing little baskets here and there off offensive rebound putbacks. And, there's nothing wrong with that, because in some ways he needs to start without getting the ball fed to him. He needs to find his offensive rhythm without the ball in his hand and getting points. And let's see how much he can create and manifest in that kind of role. Now, there will be times where Colin Murray Boyles is left in the corner and we're going to need him to hit a three. Yeah, he's going to be in that corner at times. And I've seen him working really hard on that corner three in recent clips. And it looks okay. So as long as you can keep them honest with that corner three, Colin, it's going to open up things for you offensively in certain ways. And it'll help the Raptors because they'll have to consider you a threat possibly, and you'll space the floor. and helping like Jamison Battle and Grady Dick do for the Raptors. So that's the greatest development about the Clips with Colin Murray Boyles is that it looks like his three may be sound enough from the corner that he's going to need to be respected for it. And that's what we need. That's what we need right there. That is in some ways a little bit ahead because it wasn't in his profile to think about diligently hitting corner threes. We're just going to have to watch him and see if it's in real time in the real game at the real speed and the real size of the NBA. We're just going to have to see how it translates though. Trevor J has brought up our birthday for today already. That's right. The 1st of August is our franchise player, Scotty Wayne Barnes' birthday. Happy 24th birthday, Scotty Barnes, from the Raptor Freak family. I sent a message to Scott this morning already, letting him know that we're going to be there in Calgary when he comes for the Raptors open practice that week of training camp. And when they have it in Calgary this year, that the Raptor Freaks will be in the house. So I let him know that you guys are coming and you're going to be telling him Raptor Freak. And I told him, hopefully you can come and take a picture with Mark and his kids and also with Seymour Pate that are coming to the open practice for the Raptors in training camp in Calgary this year. So I gave him a heads up. We'll see if he read my message. We'll see if he comes through for you guys like he did for Tom Duke. But yeah, he should know you guys are coming just because I sent him an Instagram message. We'll see if he saw it or not. We don't know. I could send a message to Lloyd also to pass the message to him. Lloyd will see my messages. He reads them. But we'll see if he'll actually pass it along to Scott. But yeah, he's got the heads up. Happy birthday, Scotty. I hope you have a fantastic day. In fact, let's do the Instagram stories real quick because they do have to do with Scott's birthday. First of all, we got Sandra Mamu, who's this is a different kind of Instagram story. We don't get these very often from our Raptors when I do the Instagram stories check. This is a science Instagram post. I'm not lying. Seriously, Mamu posted something about archaeologists discovering a 1.8 million year old human jawbone in the southwest of his home country, Georgia. So Mamu is putting on blast an archaeological discovery in his home country on his Instagram this morning. That's pretty cool. He just posted a half an hour ago. A 1.8 million year old jawbone is what they found in Georgia. So yeah, that's kind of cool. That's a weird brag, bro, isn't it? Kind of a brag. Like he's bragging for his country that they found old jawbones. But it's kind of cool. I think it's neat. If there's a trend of more science Instagram stories in the Raptors Instagram stories, I'm not against it because learning is great. That's what I say to that. There's Scotty on his birthday. He's sitting in an alleyway in Greece. He's got a really big smile. He's wearing a nice white toque. He's got long sleeves on and brown pants. And it's saying, he's saying, it's your big 2-4. That's right. He's a big 2-4. He's got the Morris Peterson, Norman Powell birthday today. And he's saying, chill, let me be happy. Yeah, everybody just chill. Let Scotty be happy. You know, Bobby McFerrin, don't worry, be happy. Scotty's going to be a good player now. Ooh, 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 ooh. Don't worry, you dumbass fans that don't believe in Scotty. Be happy. Ooh, 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 he's going to be so good now. Ooh, 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 ooh. Don't worry, Scotty haters. Be happy. It's his birthday, and he's going to kick some ass this year. And he's going to make y'all shut the up. That's right. That's what's coming right now. I don't have to predict the future to know this. The Scotty Barnes is a supreme talent, a franchise player for the Raptors, and he is going to show y'all that y'all are wrong. Every single one of y'all detractors, doubters, negative ninnies, calling them names, he's talking about allegations, all your bullshit. Yeah, he's going to shut y'all the fuck up this year. That's my birthday present for Scott is I'm talking trash for him because I know he would love to talk trash to y'all. If he had the forum to just get on a mic and say, y'all, listen, everybody's talking shit about me right now. This is for you. He would do it. Seriously. In some ways, he would do it, but this is not classy. He's above it. In some ways, he doesn't want to stoop to the level and acknowledge the haters and their bullshit. But I will, Scott. I will, in your honor, on your birthday. I will tell every single motherfucker out there saying Sloppy Barnes anywhere, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. That's from me, through me, to you, for Scott. That's what I got to say to you on his birthday right now. Y'all disrespecting Scotty Barnes. You are doing this. You're living your life wrong. is what I'm telling you right now. That's right. That's right. Scotty's in that alley. He's just chill, man. I mean, it probably was a really chill kind of birthday. Very, very exotic being in Mykonos, Greece on his 24th birthday and getting to hang out and eat Greek salads and hang out on the edge of the water in the beautiful city in Greece. What's not to like? This guy's living his best life. He's got his guys with him. He's got Jonathan and Lloyd and Jay Simpson and them with him right now. What's not to like? This man loves traveling with his friends and going to exotic places with them and experiencing those kind of trips with his friends. This is one of his biggest joys, is to go to places like Thailand and Malaysia and different places and just soak it up with his buddies, Lloyd, Jonathan, Jay Simpson, Nardo, all of them, Nick, his manager, everybody going with him. And they have a good time. That's right, boys trip. There's a birthday wish from Jay Simpson. And I love, there's the Seminole head on there. These guys are Florida State Seminoles. And yeah, it's fantastic stuff. Jay Simpson, a great Florida State Seminole. Scotty Barnes, a great Florida State Seminole. Alexi Otts, a great Florida State Seminole. That's right. Let's go. There's a birthday wish from Lloyd, and they're in the store, and Lloyd's taking a picture through the mirror at the store, and Scotty's trying to hide his face with his hoodie, and he's holding a Supreme bag. I think they're at the Supreme store. Yeah, living their best life, man. That's Lloyd. That's Lloyd and Scott. Good friends from the 2K. And there's Scotty reposting Jonathan Mobo's happy birthday wish to him also. Happy birthday, brother. Brother. I love that, man. The brotherhood between Mobo and Barnes, so pure, so true, so longevity. So such longevity in that friendship between Jonathan and Scott. It goes so far back. It's so pure and so real. And I love Jonathan Mobo for working hard to get to this point where he could be on the NBA team with Scotty. He could have just dogged it. He could have been sorry with his effort. But no, he went all out because he said, you know what? In some ways, Scott, I'm a long shot, but I want to be on an NBA roster with you, and we're going to do this. And he did it. And I'm so proud of you, Jonathan, for doing that, for making that dream come true. Because honestly, that's not a given. That's seriously, it's so hard to make the NBA. And I know Scotty may have helped you a little bit, but you made it bona fide on your own, and you're staying there on your own right now at this point, Mobo, is what I'm saying. I've seen you at Summer League, how you're still working, how you're doing. You see the added competition around you on the roster. You don't care. You're going to go and do what you do, and you're going to carve out your spot either way. And I appreciate and respect that from you, Jonathan. I really do. But yeah, you earned it, Jonathan. In some ways, some people say, whoa, where does this guy come in? Because he's Scotty's friend? No. That man worked hard. That man's a bona fide NBA player. He's got the bona fide NBA size, and he's playing at the bona fide NBA speed. And he's doing great. He's flourishing. I love that about that, Jonathan. And Jonathan and Scotty, you guys just have a fantastic time on Scotty's birthday. That's what I'm saying. David Johnson has touched down in Australia, mate. That's right. David Johnson is a new player in the NBL. He's a franchise player for the Jacks. And in some ways, they gave him a hero's welcome, coming to start his career in the NBL with the Australian team in the Australian League. And, man, they rolled out the red carpet, made him feel special. Former Raptor draft pick David Johnson out of Louisville, landing at Hobart Airport 4 hours ago, and they have a sign up at the airport saying, welcome to the island, David Johnson. So he's getting a hero's welcome, getting made a big deal of, and he's smiling about it. That's awesome, man. I feel so happy for David. David's a great young man. And you know what? I'm going to follow him as a Raptors draft pick. He's a part of Raptors history, even if it was brief and for a second. He's on the draft pick with Scotty and Delano. But, yeah, it is what it is. David's in Australia now. That's right. That's it. That's how it goes. There's Lloyd with him and Scotty. And there's another candid picture from Scotty and Lloyd. Lloyd says from 2K to family. That's right. It's such a bizarre story how why not Lloyd became close friends with Scott. It really was playing video games through the game. Scotty somehow really trusted Lloyd through everything, and he got into his inner circle, and he's now one of his bona fide best friends that he absolutely trusts. And it's interesting because I'm telling you, they didn't know each other in real life. They met through the video game, and they started playing the 2K, and that's where their friendship started. So it's a beautiful thing, man. And look at Lloyd. Lloyd is a good, valued friend to Scott, and he gets to go to Greece with him and stuff like that. So that's fantastic. It's really awesome. There's Colin Murray Boyles in the runs that Trevor was talking about earlier. some of the highlights of it here. Colin looking good with that nice little shot there from the top for 3. Good stuff. Yeah, Colin Murray, we're going to have to see what you do in the regular NBA. I like how you're locking people up, though. Dogged defender, doesn't let people get away, and he can swat that ball away from people. He's working out with Carter Bryant, looks like. Carter Bryant's there, the Spurs, throwing it down also. So, yeah, good stuff. Murray Boyles, now you got to go to a mini camp with your Raptors teammates in Spain, and be ready for that, my guy. Be ready for that. That's right. Raptors official admin saying he's different for real about Colin Murray Boyles. He's different for real. Teresa Resch on her Instagram is putting down buckets and borders. They linked up with the Tempo last week at Britannia Project and the grand opening of a new court. So very, very cool stuff with Teresa Resch and the Tempo. Join their fan club. Jamal McGlure is celebrating Emancipation Day today. The Raptors celebrate Emancipation Day. Today is an important day, and this is what we're saying about it. August will bring joy. August will bring love. August will bring peace. August will bring money. August will bring clarity. August will bring healing. August will bring success. August will bring strength. August will bring everything you've been praying for. Affirm yes. There you go, Jamal McGlure. Great Toronto Raptor from the city of Toronto. And he's got the parade of revelers getting ready for the later on this month Carnival parade here in Toronto at the Caravana. Yeah, he's getting ready. He's seen some of the big rehearsals for the amazing dresses that these women are going to be wearing for the Revelers Parade. And it's really, really cool. They're getting this stuff ready. It's really ornate. It's really colorful. And it's very beautiful. And, well, it's that month. It's August the 1st. And that means it's coming up. Revelers, Carnival. And what Jamal McGlure is all about in this month of August is coming up right now. Man, these I don't even know what to call them. They're dresses, but they look like floats. Seriously, these are not dresses. These are floats almost. It's almost like somebody could be standing on the woman's dress coming down the parade route with them. Like she's dancing and the dress is moving, but the person's standing on the dress because there's so much dress. It's amazing. I'm serious. Where in the world is Serge Ibaka? Serge Ibaka is in Miami, Florida, guys. That's right. Serge checking in Miami. I think this will become a regular segment. Where in the world is Serge Ibaka? Just like Carmen Sandiego. Where the hell is Serge Ibaka? Well, he's in Miami. That's what he's showing as of 20 hours ago. He's in Miami, and there he is in the hotel room. Serge is just getting down. He's got his music playing. His new single's out, and he's kicking ass at life. That's what Serge Ibaka does, man. Raptors champion. We love him so much. Elijah Martin is putting on blast. Today is the day that they're having a championship parade honoring Elijah Martin. Today at 5 p.m., it will be at Summit Missionary Baptist Church. And I'm guessing this is back in his hometown on Robb Street. And yeah, it's going to be a celebration of his national championship with the Florida Gators from the NCAA tournament this year. So that's what's going on. It's a hometown championship parade for Elijah Martin today. And I bet he's getting directly on a plane and flying to Spain after this. Because he's got to be in Spain tomorrow, honestly. This training camp is starting. I think maybe they started on Monday. They're going to wait, give them the weekend off, started on Monday. But this training camp is starting, Elijah. So you better make sure you got your passport again and get on that plane and go to Europe, my guy. That's right. Norman Powell has got some goofy something going on. Some guy's eating a burger. He's like, I don't know what this sauce, extra sauce. That's sauce. Yes, that's extra sauce. Okay, what's that going on? Like, oh, no. Wait, what is this? I don't understand. Don't eat at McDonald's. That's what I say right now. Anybody's eating at McDonald's in Canada, just stop. Just stop eating at McDonald's in Canada. I drove by McDonald's the other day, and there's a line out the wazoo in the drive-thru. I'm like, what is wrong with you Canadians? McDonald's is one of the biggest American corporations. Boycott America. Stop eating McDonald's. Go to A&W. Go to Harvey's. There's a lot of Canadian fast food franchises you could support instead of McDonald's. So I'm telling y'all are traitors in the McDonald's drive-thru right now. Y'all going down to McDonald's, stop doing it. Stop doing it. We need to hurt them. And hurting McDonald's is part of hurting them. Stop going to McDonald's, Canadians. We ain't got no business at McDonald's. They're American. Stop. All right, here, Norman Powell's in Athens himself. He's in Greece himself. So Norman's checking in at the Coco Mat Hotel BC in Athens. That's where he is right now, and he's putting in some work too. He's working out with Team Jamaica, guys. Very, very cool. So he's putting in some work with Team Jamaica. There's Jamal Shed putting in his work in the gym. That's right, working on this upper body strength. And Shed does look really ripped right now. He's a different player than he looked when he was last year. He looked like a littler guy. He's a little bulldog now. He's got a lot of strength in that body he's got right now. So good job, Shed, improving your body, getting stronger, getting more balance, and getting more better kind of timing and coordination. So yeah, Shetty's putting in the work, guys. I'm proud of Jamal Shed. That's right. That's right. Who's this? What's this? Super underrated. What is this? RJ Nebhard is super underrated, is what Shed's putting on blast. Okay, that's random. That's random. Also, Shed was on Twitch last night, guys. It looks like Shed is going to be doing Twitch lives. So maybe he just showed up for a second. Oh, he was on with RJ Nebhard. That's why he's putting on blast. Well, I don't know if Shed's got a dedicated Twitch channel for himself, but maybe I need to check that out because I might need to check in on Shed on Twitch. Apparently, AJ Lawson is what is he doing? He's going for Caravana weekend. He's got him right for Caravana week. Oh, he's got his hair twisted. He got his hair done, and he went to the golf tournament the tennis tournament that's in Toronto right now. There's some sort of tennis tournament, and AJ Lawson went to it and watched it. I don't know what's going on with tennis in Toronto right now. Some sort of tennis something. I don't care. I'm sorry. SGA's got some shoes. He's putting on blast. Iceman shoes. He's got his shoes in ice blue. Very, very nice. There's Emmanuel and doing a pickup game, doing some drills. That's actually his IQ basketball camp, it looks like, at Bel Air, Maryland. The kids are there. And apparently Pat Delaney came and helped him out with it. So yeah, the Emmanuel Quickly basketball camp is in effect in Maryland the last couple of days. And then he's going to be shooting off and going to Europe to join the Raptors. I know that's what's coming up. Slim Doug is just like, he's posting a lot of angry stuff right now on Instagram. I think that things are going with his free agency are not going well. And he's starting to post stuff where he's kind of showing he's pissed off. Which is, I'm trying to read what Chris Boucher's mentality is right now through his Instagram. And it's just looking like he's like ready to like go off on people because he's mad. He's mad. And I don't know what's going to happen here. I hope that Chris gets a job with the team in the league and he gets a decent pay. But man, I'm wondering what the hell's going on, man. Wondering what the hell's going on. I feel like Chris's messaging is that I've done everything right. I've been trying to do everything right, and still things aren't exactly going the way I would like them to. And that's kind of the messaging from Boucher right now. It's tough, man. This business is so hard. And honestly, in some ways, Chris, nothing's guaranteed. You know, you've got almost a 10-year NBA career, and that is a big accomplishment. So I don't know. I think you're still in the league. It's just that it may be not in the spot and at the pay that you thought. And we'll just have to see how it goes. I hope that we can still circle back and get you on the Raptors, but I don't know if that's in the cards. I really don't know if that's in the cards. There's Coach Andrew Jones with a friend on a bike right there, and they got on a boat. I think he went fishing on a fishing boat. Yeah, so he's Andrew Jones is enjoying his downtime with a friend on a bike. There you go. Savannah Hamilton out there at handling challenges conference, doing some speaking. There's a Point Goddess Celebrity Game Year 3 coming up on August the 10th at Mattamy Center. So check it out. She wants you to go check that out. And there she is on a plane with Ashley Docking, and they're playing rock, paper, scissors. And as far as I'm concerned, I think Ashley's been beating Savannah at rock, paper, scissors, and poor Savannah's just losing left and right at rock, paper, scissors. Yeah. Ashley Docking's got your number on that game, Savannah Hamilton. Sorry. That's just how it is. So Cinderella Stories, check it out. It's a great podcast about women's sports. And there's a Savannah on the grill. Whoa. And then she like changed into a Sprite outfit all of a sudden. That's crazy. That's crazy. She's like cooking at the grill and then boom, she changes her clothes all of a sudden. That's weird, man. Very, very strange. Jameson Battle is putting on blast Thursday, July 31st. That was yesterday. Lamb Chops versus Double Down at the Land of Hoops. I don't know. That was a game last night that went down. There's Jacoby working with the kids. It looks like Jacoby Walters' camp was happening. And there's kids and campers, and Jacoby's there with the kids, giving them instruction. Great to see Jacoby giving back at his camp in McKinney. Let's see, Cockrell Middle School is where they held it. So good stuff, man. Nice little camp. The Jacoby Walter giving back to the community and teaching the youth in his old community there. Good job, Jacoby. And yeah, I want to see you. He's shouting out the Canes, which is like a food restaurant for supplying the food. I think Canes is like Hardee's or something like that down there. So yeah, Shamshay has gotten some new shirts. It looks like he's appreciating Exo Sucra for sending him swag, free swag. People shooting birds on the art, but Shamshay got his new fit, so I'm happy for Ulrich getting free stuff from people. Yeah, he likes the designs. They're anime on clothes. I know that Shamshay's a big anime fan. So him getting some clothes with anime prints on top of them, he's probably really excited about this stuff. It's fire. It's fire. Good stuff, Ulrich. Good stuff, man. Good taste. Now let's see. Eric Smith, broadcaster for the Raptors, is putting on blast the big charity golf tournament, guys. Monday, September the 15th. It's for the big charity, the big awareness thing that he puts on blast. The hydrocephalus, which is a brain condition. It's very, very difficult and tough. And Eric Smith's always so giving with his time and energy for this cause. And once again, it's coming around again this year. September 15th will be when the golf tournament happens to support Hydrocephalus Canada. And I'm totally with Eric Smith on that. Eric Smith's one of my favorite broadcasters for the Raptors, guys. And he's got that book coming out, We the Raptors, coming out soon. So definitely go pick up the brand new book by Eric. Please do that. Support him. I'm going to get it, and I'll do the book report on it. Trust me. PS43 has been in full effect this week, but in Granada, guys, it's pretty interesting. He never saw it coming, but Siakam's hosted 2 camps in Granada this week, one for cybersecurity and one for basketball. Very, very interesting stuff, Siakam. And I'm glad you're going to different places other than Canada, other than Cameroon, other than places in the United States. You're going to other places that show support for the youth in different ways. And Siakam was out there putting up shots. It's a beautiful. Oh, there's a guy who shot the shot like Siakam and then did the Siakam bounce down the court, and Siakam's honored. He's like, that dude just did that like me. It's like you said, yeah, I approve. That guy just did it like me. There's your Instagram stories. I love to see our Raptors and former Raptors living their best lives. Happy birthday, Scott. Happy birthday, Scotty Barnes. That's right. 24 years old today. That's right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Trevor saying that in the WNBA yesterday, the Golden State Valkyries beat the Washington Mystics. Yeah. Let's check in on our WNBA. Here's our referees for today's games. Phoenix at Atlanta. Kevin Fahey, Ashley Gloss, Ryan Sassano. New York at Connecticut. Amy Bonner, Gina Cross, Jeffrey Smith. Golden State at Chicago. Michael Price, Blanca Burns, Paul Toomey. Indiana at Dallas. Tim Green, Agana Bazi. Sarah Williams, and LA at Seattle, Roy Guibien, and Jenna Renault, and Jason Alabanza. Those are your ref crews for tonight's WNBA action. In our fantasy league, well, Cool Cat is beating Mike. MK is beating JP. Fiercey's winning against James. Kareem's beating Edmund, and I'm losing to Kaz. Kaz has got my number. I'm losing by over 100 now at this point. And I got to get my butt in gear for the last 3 games of this days of this weekend to try and catch Kaz. He's going to beat me twice, I think. I don't know. I'm not doing as well as I'd hoped. And Kaz has got my number. It's just how it is. Trevor J saying they're saying Stephen A. Smith is a snitch. Everyone that works with him either gets fired or arrested. I don't know if he's a snitch. I don't think any of this is related to Stephen A. I think that this is just these people that work at ESPN are idiots and they're dummies and they make dumb mistakes. Shannon Sharp, okay, you're the latest. You're done. You're gone. Bye. Paul Pierce, he made dumb mistakes when he worked there too. So it's like, I think that they're just the individuals that are making the mistakes are idiots. I don't know how much it has to do with Stephen A. Now, is he going around snitching on people behind their backs and saying, oh, this guy, he has a drinking problem at home. I'm telling you right now, if you catch a camera in his house, you'll catch him dancing around with booty girls, putting money in their G-strings, and he's just drinking his face off. If you had a camera in there, you find out. Okay, Paul Pierce films himself, and then we see all that. And it's like, does Stephen A. Smith have to snitch on him? No, Paul Pierce just snitched on himself. because he posted that live himself on himself while he's drunk. That's why you don't drunk live, people. I'm sorry. That's a good example right there. Paul Pierce drunk live in a booty girl party at his house when he's drunk. And yeah, he loses his job. So I don't know if it's Stephen A. Smith who's to blame. I think that these guys are just idiots and they lost their job on their own. I love to blame Stephen A. Smith for something, but I think he's innocent on this one. I think he's innocent on this one. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam. Happy Friday. Good morning to you, MJ. Always happy to see MJ in the chat. Our trivia leader currently for our season right now. She's been doing fantastic so far, and she's putting our guy Scott on blast. That's right. Scotty, man, I could sing happy birthday to you every hour on the hour today because I love you so much, Scotty Wayne. That's right. That's right. Seymour's here. Good to see the sheriff. He said, if Jesus came back as a homeless man is a hit. If y'all peep it, what he is saying is deep. You know, this is I love this idea. I don't have any idea what he's talking about. This is the first time I've ever heard about this. But there's a song out that's called If Jesus Came Back as a Homeless Man. This sounds like, what if God was one of us? Just a person like one of us. You know that song? It sounds like that kind of messaging. Well, I mean, this is a message that we need to hear right now with the greed of the 1%, the billionaires, and the way that they just discard humanity for their own ill-gotten gains, parasitically off of us at the top. Yeah, no, we need to hear this because the things that connect us to humanity, the belief in God, the belief in goodness, the belief in justice, the belief in honor, the belief in what is right in this world, it is derived from religion. And religion's been hijacked by grifters, by shim-sham men, by televangelists that just want your seed money, that aren't really Christ-like or actually in the doctrines and the teachings of what Jesus Christ and Christianity and religion are supposed to be. And it sounds like this song is on point. It sounds like this song has points to it that people need to hear. I'm going to find the song, Seymour, now that you brought it into my attention, and see what it's all about. I like that. If Jesus came back as a homeless man, I got to find the song, man. It's deep, huh? Kareem saying, just confirm that our colors for the Tempo is sky blue and maroon. It's going to look odd in my jersey section, but going to have to carve out some space. I'm grabbing our first draft picks jersey for sure. There you go. This is a pledge from a fan. Before we got the team player, the first draft pick, Kareem's going to get that jersey, that Tempo jersey. When he finds out the player who we're getting in the draft pick, the first round ever for the Toronto Tempo in the WNBA draft, he wants that jersey. And yeah, the colors are going to be interesting. We still haven't seen the jersey designs yet. This is another great thing to look forward to with the Toronto Tempo is the jersey designs. The colors and the way the jersey is going to look is still being worked on. And I'm excited for it. I feel like that's an important thing with the early franchise. The Raptors' original jersey is iconic to this day. And it's nostalgic, but personified. People love that Raptors jersey so much. Well, in some ways, don't drop the ball on this, Teresa. You're going to make a Toronto Tempo original jersey that can be as iconic as the Raptors original jersey. You will have been very successful. So I think that this is fun. And I think that Kareem is ready for some more maroon and hydrogen blue. It's not maroon. It's like Bordeaux or something. I think they call it Bordeaux. And hydrogen blue are the official colors of the Toronto Tempo. Bordeaux and hydrogen blue. Yeah, it's a little bit of a maroon kind of roots, kind of purple. And you know what? It may look a little weird, but that's by design. They wanted it to look a little bit different than all the other Toronto sports teams and not use a regular red or blue for their colors. That's it right there. Cool Cat's here. Coach Cool Cat, good morning to you. Always good to see you check in, especially on a TGIF Friday. That's right. That's right. Seymour saying, where's my manners? Good morning, freaks and freakouts. Good morning to you, sir. Well, you came in hot about a song about a homeless man named Jesus. That's right. You know, I feel like that was perfectly fine. Don't worry. But your manners, they're fine. Your manners are great. That's right. I hope your manner is great. Your house. I'm just kidding. This is being stupid here. Yeah, let's see. Seymour's saying kits. He's hashtag kits. Oh, that's the jersey. Seymour's saying that Kareem better get ready to buy for Toronto Tempo. Now, be careful. Colin might know you're buying his girlfriend's jersey. He was like, hey, what are you doing over there, Colin? I was like, no, don't worry. I got to get on the phone real quick. I got to call this guy in Mississauga here real quick. It's like, yo, bro, why you buying my girl's jersey, man? Huh? What? What's going on here? Why you buy my girl's jersey, man? I don't think Colin Murray Boyles would be like that, honestly. But Kareem, because his name starts with a K, well, he's calling up Kim Kardashian this week. So it's like, I don't know what's going on here. Chloe Kitts, well, the first name is a C. The last name is a K, though. But yeah, Chloe Kitts, Toronto Tempo, first round draft pick. That sounds great to me, as long as it's the best pick available and not just because it's a Raptors girlfriend. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. I like it. Seymour saying, funny thing about jerseys, I went up to Edmonton a couple of weeks ago and was gifted a dark blue Oilers jersey. I don't know that guy's name, but I live in Calgary, so I'm not sure if it was a gift or a death present. This is funny. See, this is funny. This is funny. This man went to Edmonton. He hung out with some friends, and somebody gave him a dark blue Oilers jersey, but he lives in Calgary. That man can't wear that jersey around his hometown. What is this person doing to him? Oh, this is funny. All right, Seymour, you're getting a dunk. You're getting a dunk because this. I mean, these are like Larry David problems, man. It's like you live in like Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's like you got a new jersey and you're like, I wish I could wear it, but you're like, damn, I can't because I live in Calgary and it's an Edmonton jersey. 145 on the dunk charts for Seymour. Hilarious, hilarious. These are life problems. Seriously. Trevor's saying, I joined the Toronto Tempo fan club yesterday and some of my friends. That's what we're talking about right now today. Get on board with Toronto Tempo, y'all. The fan club is open for a nominal fee. You're getting in there as an original Toronto Tempo fan. In some ways, that is priceless. So it's like, sure, it's $50 to get in there right now. But man, that $50 go a long way because you'll have, like I said, this is irritating to people nowadays that I can say I'm an original Raptors fan. You know, some of us can say that in the RFF. That I've been following the Raptors since the very beginning. Well, you want that bona fide officialness, join the Toronto Tempo fan club right now before they even have players, and you will be ahead of the curve. I'm telling you right now, that's the thing to do, just like Trevor J and his friends. That's right. Kareem saying at Seymour, put your Jerome Iginla jersey on at the front of the closet and the Oilers one under the couch. I mean, you just got to do what you got to do. I mean, seriously, read the room, read your audience, and be smart. That's what I say right there. Be smart. Be smart. Keep the jersey. It's probably a very nice jersey. It's a newer Oilers jersey. It's probably very nice. Very, very nice. Cool Guy saying, I paid for season ticket deposit fee. How does fan club deposit differ from season tickets? Do the fan club membership offer season tickets? I believe that I saw that somewhere, that much like you have the deposit fee for season tickets, that's different because, all right, this is what it is. I figured it out, Cool Cat. What you did already is you have a deposit on getting season tickets. The fan club is not with season tickets. The fan club will allow you access to a section of the core fan stands that is only for fans. Like they want to suss out who the real ones are right now. And that's why we come in there right now. We'll be one of the real ones. And they'll say, this is the real one section. All these people in here are in the official Toronto Tempo fan club. And they are bona fide real fans. And we're going to give them a special section where they can be extra loud, have all these cheers. They're going to all wear Tempo gear. And they're all going to be involved during the game. It could very well be a little bit of the feeling from TFC with some of the fan sections at TFC soccer games here in Toronto. It's going to be that kind of thing. So you're getting access to the fan group section, but not season tickets. I think that's the difference right there. Does that make sense, Cool Cat? I think that's right. I hope I'm right, and I'm putting it out there right for Teresa right now. Trevor saying, American Embassy, South Africa, denied some black people clean refugee status that Donald Trump, the refugees claim only for white people. Listen, man, I don't want to do this, Trevor. Seriously, we don't have to bring up idiot-ass motherfucker Trump on this channel. I don't want to do it. Listen, we know he's racist as fuck. He's helping white people escape South Africa. He wants certain people to come to America, but certain people not to. That's why he's travel ban list. That's why he's racially discriminating against illegal immigrants right now. Listen, we know this man's a racist. This is not anything new. What you're saying right here, it's like we've known this since he was a young person. We've known he's been racist since the 70s, honestly. That's crazy that we let a racist get this so far in his crazy-ass criminal career to get this point where he's doing what he's doing right now. It's the American system is broken. It has no safeguards from a psychopathic grifter that is a racist piece of shit named Donald Trump. It's just how it is. So it's like the American system's broken because it's been bought and paid for by the ultra rich. And this is what's going on here. And the problem is that there's racists that are in charge right now, and they're making a lot of policy in very much ways that is very, very, very awful. Very, very awful. I don't even want to go here. Seriously. Nothing you said here surprises me. We know he's a fucking racist. That's just how it is. I don't want to bring him up. Don't bring him up. If we have to, I will bring him up. But that's all I got to say about this. We know what he is, Trevor. His father was a slumlord in New York that did the same thing, subjugated black people and minorities and poor people to make money off of them and enrich themselves. This has always been the case with his family, and it's still to this day. It's just the grift has gone to a huge level at this point. At this point, the grift is on a whole other level at this point with Donald Trump. And the American system's broken. And sadly, I feel like Canadian system's broken too, because this is what determines politics. This is what determines policy. And this is what determines everything, not the people anymore. These democracies are not democracies. They're not for the people anymore. They're for the big business and the corporation interests at this point. And that's sad. And until we reform, taking all the money out of politics, this is not going to change. This is not going to change. In fact, it's going to get worse and worse as the corporations just throw out all kinds of things like indigenous treaties, environmental concerns and regulations, all kinds of bullshit. Yeah, it's a horrible time right now. And the people that are in power are only working for one thing, and that's all God money. They're the Trent Reznor song, Nine Inch Nails, Pretty Hate Machine, God money, I'll do anything for you. God money, just tell me what you want me to. God money, nail me up against the wall. God money, don't want everything. I just want it all. You know, that's what these motherfuckers are. They're greedy as fuck. They could never spend any of this money that they have for like ever. And they don't want to give it up to anybody else. There's no Christ in this. There's no religiosity. There's no goodness in this. It's absolutely immoral, inhumane people that are absolute monsters. And that's what's going on right here. You made me go down this road. I don't want to talk about it anymore. That's right. Kareem saying, I remember buying Raptors tickets at Shoppers Drug Mart. Yeah, I do too. That was fun. It was really kind of convenient. It was kind of cool to buy Raptor tickets at the Shoppers Drug Market. Yeah. You know how that happened is because to help the Raptors out with making sure they became a franchise, Shoppers Drug Mart bought a whole bunch of tickets ahead in advance and owned them and then sold them to the public. That was a pre-sale to ensconce the Raptors for sure. And so Shoppers Drug Mart was very key in helping the Raptors for sure happen. That may have, there may have been a huge fuck up if that had not happened. That's all documented in Alex Wong's prehistoric book. You know what I'm talking about right now. Seymour saying at Kareem, laugh out loud, I got 3 walls in jerseys. All 4 walls got hats. There you go. I like that. I think that's interior decorating. There ain't nothing wrong with that. In fact, I need to put my jerseys back up on the walls. Maybe I need to switch this wall out a little bit and put my signed Muggsy Bogues, my signed JYD, and my signed Alvin Williams jerseys back up on the wall. The Raptors Hall of Fame, the heart, the hustle, and the clutch. Those were what they were. Muggsy's heart, JYD's hustle, and Alvin Williams' clutch. That's what I'm talking about right there. Boom goes the dynamite, sports junkies. Fiercely saying, I'm so looking forward to come cheer for the Toronto Tempo next season. The fact that WNBA games mostly occur in the summer is nice. I've already started gathering family members to tag along. This is an amazing, beautiful thing. Of course, Fiercely's going to come and share the experience of a WNBA game with her daughter. And it's going to be a beautiful moment. I mean, seriously, because there's dreams. There's dreams in this world. And dreams are expanding for people that are women. Because honestly, WNBA is expanding and becoming more bona fide and more profitable. And there's a real route for women in professional sports in basketball in Toronto with the Toronto Tempo coming here. And people like Fiercely Jr., Ava Jones, they can have WNBA dreams. And, well, it's going to be a beautiful moment when MJ takes her daughter to the game and they see it in person. And they really get a tangible vision of what could be possible. That would be awesome. That'd be so awesome. I really want to know about y'all's experience when you do come. Seymour saying, let's go New York Giants. Yeah, I said it. Laugh out loud. Okay, that's a little bit non sequitur and a little bit out of the blue. Like, why? What about the New York Giants? What did they do? Did they trade somebody? Are they starting NFL preseason right now? Is that what's going on? Is there football coming on now because it's August and they're going to put some preseason football on? I think that may be why he's saying that. Cool Cat saying it appears there are 3 types of memberships: premium season, season ticket, fan club, all different pricing. So I think no refund for previous membership that may have signed up for early on. I don't know. Are you worried about getting locked in for 2 different things and you can't have both things? I think they're separate. I think that the thing is, like, the fan club has multiple benefits. The season ticket thing you did is great because you're going to be at the front of the line to get season ticket prices earlier than everybody else. But the fan club is all this other stuff I was saying at the beginning. It's a collectible. It's official access to all kinds of deals with Sephora and different other sponsors of them. It's also has to do with like access to maybe possible events that may be happening that aren't open to most people. And it may be that they're not totally open to the season ticket holder either. You have to be in the fan club. It may be that you may have season tickets for your seat in this season ticket spot, but you have access if you wanted to go sit in the fan section because you're in the fan club also. So I don't know. I mean, it does seem confusing that there's different levels, but you know, I would say this. I mean, I applaud you for getting on the season ticket list early. I would say do both just in case, because you may have access in different ways for different things from doing both. I don't know. Either way, I mean, if you're already on the season ticket list, Cool Cat, maybe that's enough. And you can do that from your seat and you can be one in the official fan. I don't know how it's going to work exactly. We'll have to see. Isaac saying franchise high 44 points for Javonte Smart debut with the CBL Ottawa Blackjacks. I hope BI has a similar debut for the Raptors. That's a great wish for Brandon Ingram, the notorious BI3, who will make his Raptors debut hopefully on the season opener of the Raptors this season. And he comes out and he drops 44. Woo! Javonte Smart. He was on the Bulls, right? Yeah, he's an NBA player not that far removed. So I'm not surprised he came in the CBL and lit it up because he's been primed up on the NBA level a little bit here. Well, good stuff for the Ottawa Blackjacks. And any CBL content is welcome here. So let's go, Canadian Elite Basketball League. Ottawa Blackjacks, too. Yeah, specifically. That's right. Isaac saying game-winning 3 was sweet. Check it out, Lex. All right. Maybe I will have to do that. Check out the Ottawa Blackjacks highlights with Javonte Smart showing up there recently. Kaz is here. He's saying, good morning, Lex and Raptor Free Crew. Good morning to you, Kaz. Good job kicking my butt right now. Seymour saying top of the day to the trucker Kaz. That's right. Top of the day to you, sir. Yeah, tip of the hat. And how are you? That's right. Seymour saying I'm a peep it. There you go. Peep it. Yeah. Salute to Seymour. Isaac's got me on blast. I love to see it. Mischief's here, the bass man. Jay, how are you today? Always good to see Jay checking in with us. I prefer Bobby Webster in Masai's old position over Dwayne Casey. We made him do all the work before we abandoned him for Nick Nurse. That could backfire because Dwayne might have a grudge. This is a great point by Jay, but I want to break it down and tell you he doesn't. He doesn't. You know, he's answering some of the stuff we talked about yesterday, which is great because I felt like we needed more of the fleshing out of different opinions on this than just my opinion saying I think Dwayne would be great for it. I prefer Bobby Webster for the position also over hiring anybody else. And that means hiring somebody under them. And I say both him and Dan. Assistant GM could be the position that they hire and they just bump Bobby and Dan up. I'm perfectly okay with that. That's my first choice because in some ways we're adding somebody who's going to be underneath, answering to them from underneath, and they'll still have the power. But I think Dwayne would be fantastic still. You know, you're saying that we made him do all the work before we abandoned him for Nick. Now that's a way of putting it, sure. But, you know, Casey, he really had a lot of success with the Raptors, even if he didn't win a championship. He got a lot of feelings of accomplishment from amazing regular seasons, winning Atlantic Division championships. Going up against LeBron was not easy. And in fact, he said in the interviews for Raptors Delight, a.k.a. the Dark Side of the Raptors series by Sportsnet last year, that he unfortunately just was in around that time that LeBron was doing what he was doing in Cleveland. And that's just the way everybody was like that. So I've thought about this deeply, Jay. because it's true. There's all reason in the world for Dwayne Casey to have a grudge against us, to be like, fuck Toronto. But he's not like that. If you see his energy in the last year, if you've seen how he's come back, how he's talked about the Raptors, how he's talked about Masai Ujiri, he has no grudge against us. Whatever issue or anger or angst he had in 2019 after he got fired as coach of the year is dead and gone. He's a grown-up man. He deals with his feelings. He's aware of the situation. And in some ways, he didn't want to be a bitter, grumpy old man for the rest of his life. He went through it, just like DeMar went through it for his feelings about the same situation. And they're better for it. They're high emotional intelligence men. And they're not Neanderthals that just, oh, they fucking screwed me over. Fuck them for life. I hate that team for life. They're not like that. They're higher level thinking. They're more like, if I just have anger towards the Raptors for the rest of my life, I'm going to be punished for it. Not the Raptors. I'm punished for it. In some ways, why would I disconnect myself from the place where I had some of the longest and biggest success in my NBA career? DeMar DeRozan could go scorched earth on the Raptors and say, I fucking hate Toronto so much. I'll never go back there again. But a lot of the accolades and the things like what Vince Carter got last year would be missed on him. He understands that. And you could apply the same stuff to Casey. Casey's very successful coach for the Raptors. He won a lot of games for us, and he did really, really well. And to turn his back on that and say, oh, fuck them for that would be a disservice to himself, not to us. And, he, like I said, last year, he showed up multiple times throughout the year. He showed up for interviews for these documentaries like the Raptors Delight, like the Open Gym. We saw Coach Casey sitting on our programming, talking about the history of the Raptors from his perspective and his spot as the coach for 8 years. And he wasn't bitter. He wasn't angry. He talked about it glowingly. He talked about it as accomplishments that he's proud of. And he also spoke about Masai himself at points. I heard Dwayne Casey very much say publicly that he was very proud of the accomplishments of Masai Ujiri as a man, that he looks up to him, that he thought that Masai was somebody that who just went above and beyond. He's proud of him as an African man who came to the NBA and did what he did as an executive. He may have fired Dwayne, but they're friends and they're fine with each other. And in some ways, it's a testament to Dwayne Casey that he was able to survive on the Raptors as the coach after his GM got fired and they got replaced with Masai Ujiri. Masai could have easily fired Dwayne right away and said, you're not the coach I hired. But Dwayne did such a good job that Masai let him hang around and coach for many more years past Brian Colangelo. And that's something that Dwayne Casey probably looks back on and says, you know what? Masai was awesome for allowing me to continue to keep the job, even though I wasn't his hire. Even though I wasn't chosen by him, I was chosen by Brian. And, Masai was very public about this. He said, look, I could have fired Dwayne earlier and brought in a coach of my own choosing, but he was just doing such a great job. I couldn't fire him. I was so happy with the job he kept doing every year with Kyle and DeMar. So listen, this is the thing. Casey is the reverse. He has no grudge. In fact, he has probably a very deep loyalty to the Raptors that he'd had when he was pounding the rock with us, when he was our coach, when he was the most successful coach in the Raptors history until Nick Nurse came and took the championship the year after he left. He has a DNA in him to be very much a diehard Raptor in our company, and he could get back in that wiring easy. It's all familiar. A lot of the same staff people you'd see in the hallways, a lot of the same environs as far as this is the office, this is the building, this is the route to get to the work from where I used to be, and the feelings he has for the Raptors franchise. Real easy because it's so familiar. And in some ways, it'd be healing. Once again, in some ways, nobody wants to be discarded. Nobody wants to feel like, they went on without me and they were more successful after me. Well, in some ways, this is a redemption tour. Could I say that Dwayne Casey possibly could come back and want to finish the job for Masai for him? That's a beautiful thing in this world of selfishness, in this world where somebody has to write a song about Jesus being a homeless man because they want to prove a point because we're fucking out of control with our bullshit. Maybe Dwayne Casey turning the other cheek and coming back and finishing the job for Masai's dream of getting that second championship in his position, and in some ways dedicating it to Masai, Isn't that the ultimate like turn around, turn the other cheek and say, man, you cut me loose. You sold me out. You fired me the year before this team won a championship. And in some ways, I had a grudge or maybe a little bit of anger about it at that time, but I've worked through it. And you know what? I see this whole big picture. I see Masai Ujiri getting canned unfairly by a racist ass owner named Ed Rogers III. Fuck you, Ed Rogers. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pick up that baton for Masai because I worked with Masai, and Masai didn't fire me right away. He kept me on and let me have a huge success with the Raptors for many years beyond when Brian Colangelo was here. So he could easily pick up the baton from Masai, and knowing Masai, working hand in hand with Masai for many years, he knows Masai. Let's just put it that way. Dwayne Casey knows Masai Ujiri. He knows Bobby Webster. He would be able to be in there and do it the right way in the culture and the feel of what Masai would want. Because in some ways, he understands Masai and he understands Bobby. And that's important. A prior working relationship between Dwayne Casey and Bobby Webster is absolutely essential for this arrangement. The fact that there's already, as far as like, I can talk to you, Dwayne, because I've talked to you so many years in a row already as our coach and related to you as the GM and the coach. I could talk to you as the president and the GM. And anybody thinking that Bobby would have a problem with Dwayne being above him in the franchise, I don't think he would. Bobby's a very, very smart guy, and the ego is not a problem in this situation. In fact, he might welcome Dwayne Casey coming in, Bobby Webster, because he's like, you're a known person. I know you. I've talked to you so many times. I have a relationship with you. Woo, this is a huge sigh of relief. I didn't know what Ed and fucking Keith Pelly were going to do. And now that it's you, Dwayne, oh my gosh, this is a huge sigh of relief. I love you, man. You're so easy to work with. I thought they were going to hire Chad Buchanan. I don't fucking know that guy. Fuck him. I don't know that fucking guy. I thought they were going to hire Bob Myers. He's an asshole. I always hated Bob Myers, and I didn't want him to come in here and have to work with me. No, Bobby Webster probably breathed a sigh of relief if Dwayne Casey got hired as the team president above him, because he's like, I know Dwayne, and Dwayne could work with me easy. I trust Dwayne Casey. I'm telling you, Jay, last season, he came around so much around our team. It was like he was all a big part of the 30th anniversary. He wanted to be involved in our 30th anniversary. He didn't turn his back on us. He could have called those media people calling him and saying, you know what? I thought about it, and I don't really want to do that interview with you guys after all. Fuck the Raptors. Hang up. No, he said, I'll do the interview. I'm proud of my Raptors history, and I want to talk about it on your Raptors delight bullshit. The dark side of the Raptors. Oh, it's open gym. Oh, I love you guys. I'll definitely talk to you guys. You know, so the signs are there. There's no animosity. There's no grudge. And it's more likely that he's going to fall back into old patterns of loyalty for the Raptors like when he was the coach. It's all familiar. It's the same people. It's the same city. It's the same building. He can get back in that mindset like that. I'm telling you right now. Cool Cat saying, Lex, here's some Carabana language to help you out. Costumes, what people wear dancing in the streets. The bigger elaborate displays are called floats that king and queens of the bands wear. Well, I'm looking at the Instagram for Jamal McGlure, and there's some stuff that's in between. That's the thing that I don't get. Because look, I understand the women are wearing very ornate, peacock-looking outfits that have all kinds of extensions and things like that. And in some ways, they want to accentuate their curves. So they have a big, huge, round thing around their waist. And that's the thing. Like some of these costumes that they're wearing are float sized, is what I'm saying from the pictures that Jamal's put up there. I do want to get the vernacular correct, but I'm seeing things that are in between the float and the costume because the costume's so big, it looks like a float, and it's cool. I'm not trying to diss it, and I want to treat it with the proper respect culturally. It's just that once again, I mean, I'm a weird guy. I have autism, and I kind of just read what I see with no bullshit. And it's not meant to hurt or anything. It's just me kind of just like I'm espousing on what I'm seeing, and I'm trying to be respectful. I am. If I say anything crazy, then y'all are like, whoa, whoa, Lex, whoa, tell me and set my ass straight. Seriously, just like fact checking. This is one thing that I want you guys to check me on for sure. Is if I say anything insensitive in any kind of way, whether it's towards women, whether it's towards minorities, whether it's towards any group, I want y'all to call me out on this. Because unlike people that are anti-woke, I'm as woke as fuck. And I want to be better in every kind of way to respect every group out there. And if I'm fucking up and I'm saying shit that's totally pissing off people that have to do with Caravana, if I'm pissing off little people, if I'm pissing off this person, I want to know because I want to improve as a person and be more respectful to all people of all walks of life. And in some ways, I've gotten rid of certain words in my vocabulary because it's disrespectful to certain groups that I didn't realize. And in some ways, I've changed my ways. Instead of being so anti-woke and being like, I'm just going to be a racist. I can be like this. It's just how I am. No, I'm the opposite. I'm a progressive, and my brain is ever changing to take in the new information to be better. Some people say, you're just a kiss ass then, Lex. No, I'm not. I'm a respectable person that's respecting other people, to respect them. And they're all individuals, and they may be very different than me. And I want to be respectful to their sensitivities because I feel like that is a kinder, gentler world that we all want to see, is what I'm saying right here. That's right. There we go. Boom goes the dynamite. Dan Rosario is saying that National Bank Open is the tennis event that I saw that AJ Lawson attended, formerly the Rogers Cup. Okay, so it used to be the Rogers Cup. Very cool. The men are competing in Toronto. The women are competing in Montreal. Very cool. Dan Rowe, once again, information. He's filling the blanks for me here. So I'm going to give and set me straight here and let me know what the hell's going on here. So this the former Rogers Cup is in town right now, and they're doing the men's here in Toronto, the women's in Montreal. So you're at 9 now. You got that RJ Barrett 9, Dan Rowe. I hope you wear that well. Wear it for our city. Wear it for Mississauga, my guy. That's right. Cool Cat Stan. For tennis, we have Victoria Mboko, an 18-year-old breakout. Canada sports success exploding. It's amazing. Yeah, it's really awesome. It's really, really awesome. Canada sports is on the rise. Let's go, Canada. And all sports, especially basketball, especially. Fiercely saying, I'm sad for Chris Boucher. I hope he finds a home. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with Chris. Either way, that man's got a lot of money and his life is good. Either way, at some point, he's going to be like, yeah, at least I played in the NBA and I made millions and millions of dollars and my life is good no matter what. I mean, seriously. I mean, there's different levels. There's first world problems. There's NBA player problems. And there's, in some ways, a lot less problems than first world problems in some ways. Yeah. Let's see. Cool Cat saying Chris Boucher lost his leverage for his preferred teams. When opportunity strikes, you're supposed to grasp it right away. It never comes back twice. I know. All right. And this is a trope that sometimes Cool Cat brings up that pisses me off. Because honestly, timing is not something that the players completely control. I will say that right now. This is not about timing. This is not about anything other than the poor salary cap that CJ McCollum led the Players Association to agree to. This is the only thing to blame. It has nothing to do with timing. This shit happened to Gary Trent Jr. last summer too. So the last couple years, Chris is just in a bad period where his level in the NBA is getting shafted for pay. And it's not just him. Precious is going through this right now too. Gary Trent Jr. went through it last summer. It's happening to a ton of players. So it's not or what he could have done in the past. Is there a particular time where he could have shafted the Raptors instead of going through all that he did to this and done this? No, the outcome would have been the same, Cool Cat. This has nothing to do with timing. This has everything to do with a very poorly written up CBA for the players that absolutely savaged the middle class players in the league. The highest paid players got a bonus, and they're getting paid higher than ever. The middle class, just like in society, is screwed in the NBA. And Chris Boucher is symptomatic of that. It's not anything to do with that. You say strike when the pot is hot. When was the pot hot? What was going to be different? Nothing. There's nothing about timing. It's the new CBA, CJ McCollum's fault, and they are screwed for it. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth. Draymond Green says free agency in the NBA is over. In some ways, he's right. In some ways, he's right. The highest levels are there, but the middle stuff, it's all like you're getting crumbs. And in some ways, Chris Boucher would be lucky if he makes $2 million this year to play in the NBA. Seriously. That's just how it is. The squeeze is there. The players are getting paid at the highest, and they're taking a huge chunk of the salary cap, and they are just no money left over for players like Chris and Precious. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. And I don't know how you can change that. I don't know if he could have done anything differently. I just get sick of this hindsight 2020 shit. People say, oh, Siakam should have done this before this happened, or the Raptors should have done this with Siakam before this happened. No, everything happens in the beats that they happen, and they're supposed to happen this way. there was something that everybody's uncle could have done for Chris different to get him in a better financial position, I'm sure he would have. And it's just how it is. It's just how it is. It's not second guessing your path. It's not second guessing the timing. It's just how it is. And that's just the truth. Smith's saying, I'm surprised Boucher hasn't found a team yet. Well, there's tons of guys that are just sitting around, waiting around, that don't got no teams. It flush of players that are just going to have to leave the league because so many young players come in the league every year. And the league is trending towards doting on young players that they don't want to pay nothing and playing them instead of paying Chris Boucher $10 million a year to hang around and have a longer career. No, they're like, fuck that. You're not staying in the league for $10 million. If you want to play in this league, you're paying $2 million a year. And I know that's a big pay decrease, but this is just how this new league is and the way it is now. You can thank CJ McCollum once again. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's like a minimum deal, and it's going to be very, very small for whoever he goes to. And otherwise, they're going to say, well, if you don't like the money, you don't have to play in the league anymore, and you can go off in the sunset. I mean, there's a certain level of sloughing off talent every year in the NBA. Guys just disappear out of the league, and they're gone, and you never see them play in the league ever again. That's just the hard reality. And, well, you bring in so many players from the draft, undrafted players like Chucky Hepburn. There's a lot of spots that get taken up, and players that are age bracket of Chris, they go away, and they don't play ever again in the league. That's the crazy shit about this. He may be good enough to play in the league. He may be able to do it, but there may not be a spot. There may not be a spot. That's part of it right there. It's sad but true. It's a business. It's cutthroat. Nobody's giving shit. I'm sorry. Every Raptor fan that feels like Chris has been done wrong, man, that guy's made so much money, and the NBA has been so good to him, and the Raptors specifically. So it's like, don't feel sorry for Chris. He got an opportunity more people would die for, and he got it. He's successful. He's a two-time champion. He's a very successful NBA player. If his career is over because there's not a spot for him at this point, don't be sad for him. He got to do it, and many didn't. So it's a weird thing. I don't want him to have his career over. I understand there's only so many spots in this league, and there's young players coming in every year, taking some of those spots and pushing some of those other people in other places out where they don't get a spot. It's just a cold, hard reality. And if he has a 9-year, 10-year career, is what he did in this Raptors career, he's very successful. Very, very successful. That's just how it is. It's just how it is. It's sad. It's just how it is, man. It's just how it is. Fiercely saying ESPN should grab a page from the Raptors organization, and knowing who to hire, proper verifications, assessments, and discernment can take them a long way. Lots of people say their product is garbage. They don't think about it in the same way. They're very opposite kind of organizations. They're not thinking about this kind of stuff. They want these assholes that'll talk out of their ass. They want people they're like the version of TV clickbait. They want you to have people that have short, little, quick opinions that are controversial, and maybe they can just put them as a blurb, and that'll attract people in, and they'll be like, whoa, what is Stephen A. Smith saying? It's not like they're trying to do what the Raptors are trying to do. Hire quality people that are good at their jobs. They want to hire people that are cause controversy. They want to hire people that are opinionated and talk out of their ass. That they're doing exactly what they want to do. It's not like it's not like they want to change things to do this like us. No, there's totally different organizations. One has credibility and one has quality. The other one is a tabloid channel. So it's like it's very different hiring practices. Let's just put it that way. Very, very different. Kareem's saying, wait, Seymour, you really on the Russell Wilson hype train? Good luck. I got off early. Okay, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Where is Russell Wilson playing? Last I saw, he was in Seattle or something, right? I don't even know where he is. I don't care. Let's see. Fiercely saying, you're making me think, Lex. If I get the fan membership, I may be the only one to sit in the fan section, but I'm planning on going with many family members. Well, I think that what it is look, you may get access to that fan section, and maybe you get to bring one person. I don't know. You can be having access to that fan section and not sit there. You could go to the game. I don't know the rules exactly. Maybe Teresa will have to flesh these out. If Fiercey joins the fan club, can she bring her daughter to the game and they can sit in the fan club section even though her daughter's not in the fan club, Teresa? That's what we want to know. We need answers on this. This is your public sourcing for questions on the fan club stuff. Can she bring her daughter? If she's the only fan club member and her daughter can sit in the fan club section with her, if she's the only fan club member between the two of them, is there a rule where you can bring an extra? Or did everybody have to be in the fan club to sit in the fan club section? We want to know. I would say this, Fiercey, you could join the fan club, still get regular tickets and sit in another section, kind of like what we were talking about Cool Cat, but have the option to sit in the fan club if you wanted to. I bet you that's what it would be right there. I bet you that's it. Trevor's saying, Smooth, Atlanta, are you watching? Bringing up the wrestling too. Okay, yeah, you're asking him if he's watching. I'm not watching. I didn't even know it's SummerSlam, and it's in Atlanta. Okay, cool. Wayne's here. Morning, Raptor Freaks. Is training camp in Spain again? Yes, they're not the regular training camp. A regular training camp will be in Calgary in the beginning of October, and the mini training camp in the middle of the season, the middle of summer, in the middle of summer is starting in a couple of days in Madrid, Spain. Yes, they're going to do another mini camp in the middle of summer in Spain, like they did last summer with all the Raptors. They're starting to organize there, and they're supposed to start it sometime this weekend. I'm not sure if they're starting on Monday. They could be starting it tomorrow. I'm pretty sure they're not starting training camp on Scotty's birthday today. I'm pretty sure. But they will be starting summer camp, training camp, summer camp days. And the Raptors will be there for a week and working with Darko at Real Madrid this time. They're working at the professional sports club's facilities. Some of the greatest facilities in Europe, apparently. Real Madrid has some really, really good basketball facilities, apparently. Yeah. Wayne saying, sorry, Mischief. An adult doesn't think in such a stupid. Don't do this, Wayne. I'm going to give you a strike. Mischief is an amazing person. We met him in person. He's come to our Raptor Freak Hangouts. Don't disrespect our members like this. There's no reason to attack him. He has a question, and it's a perfectly valid question, and I wanted to answer it. So, Wayne, don't do this, man. Seriously, don't insult our people. You don't call our other Raptor Freaks stupid. Please, don't do this. We can argue and we can have disagreements, but we're not name calling, okay? I don't want to do this. Why make yourself available for an executive position with the intention to screw them? Obviously, you think little of the man to think that. Well, I mean, this is a valid point to think about because honestly, a lot of people would have a grudge in the situation that Casey had, and it's worth exploring. I mean, your logic is sound, Wayne, but we don't need, once again, we don't need to denigrate each other to point out things. It's not totally dumb because in some ways there could very well be some sort of weird, nefarious thing. I mean, after what Nick Nurse did in the last year of his coaching of our team, anything's possible to me. Anything's possible. There can be nefariousness as far as coming in and trying to sabotage the team from the inside. I believe this, but I trust Casey, and I don't think it would be possible in this. I think you're exactly right in your point. Why would he go to the trouble of doing the interview and trying for the job? He's an honorable person. In some ways, we can see right through who Casey is because he's just very purely who he is. He's not that deceitful to put on airs and come in, do the interview process, come and get the job, and then fuck us up from the inside. No. In some ways, this would be redemptive for Dwayne Casey. Think about it, Mischief. He would have the opportunity to come and get the championship that he missed out on with the Raptors by a year, and he could come back and redeem and get the second one. And not only that, get the second one and watch if Dwayne Casey's the team president when the Raptors win their second championship, he might even dedicate it to Masai Ujiri, guys. Seriously, because that's the ultimate turning of the other cheek. That's what Jesus would do. It's like even though he did him wrong, he's going to do him right in the opposite, in the reverse, in the yin to the yang. And that's what I could see happening better. And that would be a beautiful moment, wouldn't it? If Dwayne Casey got up on the mic and he said, listen, I may be the team president right now, but I want to honor the team president before me, Masai Ujiri, for all of his work in building the culture and allowing me to be the coach of the Raptors before, and also allowing us to be at this point to get this second Larry O'Brien right here. This is for you, Masai. If he said that shit on mic, we'd go crazy, guys. You know we would. And it would be like a movie moment, seriously. So I could see that. I could see Case, instead of having a grudge against us and wanting to get back at us for firing him as coach of the year, instead wanting to get back at the NBA for stealing Masai's moment as a black man and an Oakland security guard taking it from him. He'd much rather say, you know what, you had your moment stolen, Masai. I want to say this is shared with me. We're sharing this one. This is for you also. Because you know Masai won that second championship. And if Dwayne Casey can be the guy who gets it there, that's a poetic justice. That's a poetic justice. If you really think about it, guys, it's a poetic justice. Yeah. Nins is here. Good to see Nins. Nins, listen, I appreciate you putting in the faces. We're wondering where Jakob is, though. We want the Jakob head in the chat, but Nins is now a producer on this channel as far as helping with the emoticons and some of the stuff with the YouTube channel. I appreciate you putting in the new emoticons, Nins. Lex, how are you feeling on this fine Friday freakout? I'm mostly pretty good. Mostly pretty good. Cousin in the world. She's in town from BC. And it's just really nice to see her and be around her energy and kind of, reconnect with her in certain ways. It's really, really nice. And yeah, I went to a nice lake yesterday and I didn't go swimming because it was a little chillier yesterday than usual, but it was very scenic and beautiful. Kawartha lakes are beautiful. And yeah, I'm going to start hanging out at lakes more in my life going forward. That's what I decided. I think I'm going to make a resolution to hang out at lakes more. Yeah, I think that's something I'm going to do more in the new years coming up. That's right. That's right. Kaz is here. Lex, is the $50 a one-time fee or is it a recurring charge? I'm not totally sure. I think it is just a one-time charge just to get your foot in the door. If it's like a monthly membership, well, hell no. $50 a month, Teresa? No, that's crazy. No, I think it might be, but we may need to read the terms that apply, of course. Kaloy saying, morning, Lex and Rap Freak family. Hey, have they made the hire? What hire? What? No, they haven't made the hire. You mean for team president? No, they haven't made the hire yet. We're just still speculating. In some ways, we want to make our voices heard as Raptors fans to kind of tell, people what we want them to hear as far as how we feel about things. A lot of Raptors fans are anti Dwayne Casey, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy to me. Y'all are, and we can trust Dwayne. Trust me. We can trust him. And then, maybe Rodgers is seeing that. And he's like, oh, the Raptors fans don't like Dwayne Casey. Let's hire him. Let's hire him, Keith. Let's fuck with the Raptors fans. Let's hire Dwayne Casey as the team president. Some people are thinking that that's what's going on. Like some Raptors fans that are so against Dwayne Casey being the team president are actually thinking that Ed Rodgers and Keith Pelly are fucking with us with this idea. I love it because in some ways I'm like, y'all fans, you deserve to feel like this. And if they did fuck with us to do this, I'd be, let's do some judo here. Mental judo. Yeah, Ed. Yeah, Keith. We don't want Dwayne Casey. We don't want him to be team president. Oh, you're going to hire him? Oh, don't do it. No, please don't do it. Please don't hire Dwayne Casey. No, don't do it, Ed Rodgers. Yeah. Lure them into our trap. And we'll be like, yeah, you did? Oh, okay. I was acting. I was really happy that you did hire him. That would be two sides of it. Like, I'll be like acting like, yay, I'll be very happy that we hired him. And other people will be upset. They'll be acting like Jalen Suggs, Scotty Barnes draft day. And I'll be like laughing at them because it'll be absolutely a good thing. And they'll see it in the long run. And they'll feel like the way they felt afterwards with Scotty and Jalen Suggs. It'll be a similar thing. And in some ways, it'd be funny if Keith Pelly and Ed Rodgers think they're fucking with Raptors fans and making something happen that they don't like. And then it's actually really good for us. And it is Dwayne Casey. So I think it's hilarious, this whole situation, because Raptors fans are wrong in general about the idea of Dwayne Casey being our team president. And if the ownership spitefully hired him just to piss off the Raptors fans, well, it'd actually be a good positive hire. And I'd be like, well, this is great. This is all great. It's working out. That's how I look at it right there. Trevor wants the classic card. It's coming soon, sir. It's coming soon, sir. Wayne said, not calling mischief any names. The question is not well thought out. Sorry, there's levels between thinking and writing. Forgive my bluntness, mischief. It's all good. It's just that Jay is an awesome person. He's come to our meet and greets. He's just a really nice guy. He's a really big guy. And he plays bass, and he loves to ride boats down in South Florida. I know a lot about Jay. And he's just a really respected Raptor freak. And, he's only here every once in a while. And, I want to hear his takes. Often he has really good prospects for our draft. Like in the beginning of the year, Mischief's coming in, bringing me names and saying, let's look at Igor Demon. Let's look at this player. Guy, Wayne. I want to know that we're a family. And then families, we should give each other a certain level of respect. Now, if there's people coming in here that aren't regulars, that are doing crazy shit, yeah, go after them, Sergeant at Arms. But in some ways, we got to know who our family is and give them a benefit of the doubt and allow them the ability to espouse their opinions and questions, even if they seem like antagonistic or animosity or negative or even, dare I say it, not exactly intelligent. We've got to allow people to do this. I've gotten a lot more tolerant on this channel since I started it. I was horrible in the beginning. I was not very good about differing opinions, and I would argue, and it was just not right. In some ways, I need to allow a space where two opinions can be had and they're okay, and nobody has to win the argument at the end. And I've been working on this. This is one of the biggest things I'm working on with my personality is being more easygoing and allowing for differences. And that's it's been a real journey. And I've had fuck ups. I mean, y'all have seen it. You see me every day. And there's was times you could go watch earlier streams of me where I was not being tolerant. I was being very intolerant, and it was not the best version of Lex. Let's just put it that way. And in some ways, I'm trying to be more tolerant. I'm saying if we're going to preach to one side about being evil and MAGA and all their bullshit, we need to be the thing that's on the other side that is the right way of doing things. And even if it seems like we're kowtowing and doing things that we following the rules and they're not, in some ways, we still got to show the virtuous position of what being a real human being and being a humanitarian and being somebody for everybody in society looks like. And in some ways, you're going to be like kind of the bigger person in some ways, even when people are being absolute ghoulish trolls and absolute inhumane, absolute pieces of shit. It's a sad place we're in this world right now. It's a really sad place. Yeah. But I want you to be nice to everybody. Please be nice to not everybody, but to most, especially the Raptors freaks. Kareem saying Dwayne Casey's grudge was already paid off and embarrassing the Raptors with the shitty Pistons. Bring Casey home. Yeah, there's a lot of truth to this, actually. Like Casey got a lot of his angst against us out and sweeping us the very next year. And you know what? He got a lot of professional delight out of out coaching Nick Nurse for a while there. And the crazy thing is, Nick Nurse had a way better talented team than he did, and he still outcoached him. So there were a couple times where Casey absolutely destroyed Nurse in the coaching in regular season games, and he felt better for it. Let's just put it that way. And you know, there's a lot of years that gone by, and there's back and forth. He sweep us, then the next year Nick swept him, then the next year Dwayne swept them back, and then we swept them back. It was like alternating. Either the Raptors would sweep the year or the Pistons would sweep the year. It was Casey versus Nurse. And if you paid attention to those games, they never, ever interacted after the game. It really was like their relationship completely died when Casey got fired and Nick replaced him. So, like, after the game, there wasn't like Dwayne Casey came and shook Nick Nurse's hand. They walked in opposite directions off the court. So there really is no reconciliation between Nurse and Casey. In fact, in some ways, maybe Dwayne holds a lot of his grudge towards Nick Nurse than the Raptors or Masai Ujiri. Could it be that Nick Nurse was a snake underneath him and in some ways had some lobbying behind the scenes that helped push Dwayne out at that point when he was coach of the year? Maybe. I know that Masai was grooming Nick Nurse to be the next coach for the Raptors no matter what. And well, maybe that's the disdain that Dwayne had for Nick was he was training and working with the guy who was going to replace him at some point the whole time when he was sitting on the bench with him. That's more likely what I just said right there. That's more likely right there. Yeah, let's see. Kareem saying, could Dwayne Casey be a DEI hire, damage control? No, no. And I hate the whole idea of what people are arguing about DEI. They still don't understand what DEI is. Seriously, DEI, diversity and inclusion an initiative, is more about making the rights of preferential treatment against minorities in workplace job environments. It's more like, you know, DEI is not hiring the black guy just because he's black. DEI is going and talking to 4 candidates and making sure you have a balance of representation. And you still hire the best person. The best person could still be a white male. It could be a black female. It could be anybody. That's the thing. It's about allowing the access to get the interview in the first place. Now, at a certain level, a lot of organizations have quotas in their workplace. And yeah, in some ways, you want to try and find the best people in the best places. And if you slot certain positions with people of color, people from different walks of life, you can tout that you're this diverse. But the backlash is that there's misinformation, that people think that people are being handed jobs just because they're black. That's not true. They're getting opportunities for jobs that they didn't have opportunities for in the past. They're actually getting interviews for jobs that they didn't get opportunities for in the past. That's mainly what it is. Now, I wouldn't look at this as any kind of DEI hire. Dwayne Casey's a very learned, lifelong NBA kind of guy. And this is a logical progression in his career path from what he just did with Detroit. So there's nothing to do with that with this. It's if we're going to be colorblind on this, we're just going to say who's the best people for this job. Well, Dwayne Casey's on that list. It's not because he's black. He's on that list because he has the resume and he has the experience. And the other thing that's important to me is not necessarily the experience or the resume. It's about the loyalty. It's about the connection. It's about whether we can trust him. It's about what Mischief's asking us. And I'd say right now, why wouldn't we not be able to trust him? Seriously, we could trust Dwayne because he respects and loves the Raptors culture, because the Raptors culture, he's a part of it. He's in the fabric of it already. And in some ways, that is real easy for him to tap into. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of pro Raptors blood that runs in his veins, and he can revisit it and find it once again. Like that right there. Damage control. I don't even know his damage control. They're damaged already, and we're going to let them know they're damaged for good because of dismissing Masai Ujiri. Never going to let this go. Never ever going to go away on this. They can't do anything to fix this damage. The damage is already done. It's irreparable, and we've gone into the post Masai era. That's the damage. They fired a guy for no reason that was absolutely the most successful executive in Canadian sports history. And that's absolutely poor business and just a grudge, hateful gut reaction by an owner personally for himself. It's nobody else. This is not good for Keith Pelly. This is not good for Darko. This is not good for any of us. It wasn't good for Ed Rogers, but he wanted to do it because he had a personal grudge. And that's all this is. So it's like they can't do damage control because you can't fix this damage. And all I'll do is point this out for the rest of my life, how they fucked up this summer when they dismissed Masai Ujiri. We can't. That's the other thing. Anybody who's thinking, oh, Dwayne Casey can't replace Masai Ujiri, you're damn right. He can't. Nobody can. Not a single person can fill the shoes of what Masai Ujiri did for the Toronto Raptors. And we can't expect them to. It's impossible. So we got to do, well, this is the way we can use damage control. Let's use damage control on not making this a worse situation, a plus positive, fantastic person in that position gone, to a negative person that's going to bring us all down and toxic and weird and confusion and fighting with other people in the organization. Let's do damage control in this way and say we need somebody who'll be healthy, who'll work with Bobby, that we can trust. And that's the most important thing about the team president job. You bring an outsider like Chad Buchanan in. I don't know if he gets along with Bobby. I don't know if they get along. You hire 2 GMs. That's going to be a fucking mess. You do all kinds of different things. That's why you want somebody who's proven to worked with Bobby Webster and knows him very well. And that's why Dwayne Casey's the best person for the job, other than Bobby Webster himself. I mean, it's that simple. This job is not about coaching the team. So don't worry about Coach Casey's coaching limitations. This is not about necessarily being a GM either. This is about being a front office executive with a stern mentality that understands basketball from the basketball side, like a coach does, like Casey does, and being a buffer between the ownership and Bobby Webster. Job is. And in some ways, if Casey already has a relationship with Ed Rogers from being around the Raptors for 8 years, that's probably a good thing. It could very well be that Ed Rogers and Dwayne Casey have talked many times and that he likes Dwayne Casey. They wouldn't have interviewed him. Do you think that Ed Rogers would have allowed them to interview Dwayne Casey if he thought Dwayne Casey was on his list? I don't want him. No, he's probably like, I like Dwayne. Dwayne was great when he was our coach. And I actually really enjoyed talking to him. He's a very professional man. Who knows? Ed Rogers may really like Dwayne Casey. And that's not a bad thing, guys. That's not a bad thing. I'm not just so anti-Ed Rogers that I'm going to go against him. No, I'm going to pay attention to what his decisions are, and I will look and see if they're the right decisions. I won't just blanketly say everything Ed Rogers does is a disaster. No, we need to give him a chance. The Blue Jays are doing very well right now. So, but it is a disaster that he fired Masai, and he does get a strike for that one. He does get a strike for that one. Yeah, Kaloy's saying the sad part is that no way to compare to him. So don't even do this, Raptors fans. It's immature to just do this. Have the wisdom to understand there's no replacing Masai, and don't gauge the next person towards him. That would be toxic for us. That would be toxic for our team. If Raptors fans are coming for the head of the new team president just because he's not as good as Masai, well, that's inevitable. It's going to happen that way. We know it. We know it. And at least we could have somebody like Dwayne who saw Masai closely, work with him, and maybe he can mimic and understand and say, what would Masai do? And he may be more likely to do it with Bobby because he was around him and he knew his energy and he knew how he moved. So that's an important part of this. Wayne's saying, I'm sorry, but we have to not be simplistic in our conversations. Owners of capital don't think about our opinions and they don't care. Fuckface is not doing any makeup hire. Please respect Dwayne. Yeah. It's not. I think Wayne's exactly dead right on this. Ed Rogers don't give a shit that he pissed us off, that he fired Masai Ujiri. He just got the delight of finally firing the guy he wanted to fire. In some ways, he may be exactly right. That he's not going to listen to us. He doesn't care what we think. They're going to do whatever they're going to do. And that you know what? We got to look at it from that lens also. Yeah, I think that Wayne's on point in a lot of what he's saying, if not hard-edged about it. He's on point with what he's saying. Y'all, let's do the straight goods on Canadian goods. Today, I'm talking about dish soap. That's right, dish soap. And a dish soap that you could buy that you want to use when you're doing your dishes could be Green Beaver. Yeah, Green Beaver is a brand here in Canada. It's 100% Canadian, and it produces certified organic dish soaps locally. So if you're able to find Green Beaver and source that product, that company, that's a 100% Canadian dish soap, Green Beaver. You got to love the name too. Green Beaver is very Canadian, very environmental. So yeah, that's your straight goods on Canadian goods. If you want dish soap, go get Green Canadian and also very, very green friendly. That's two checks that I love to say right there. So use a dish soap. Wash your damn hands, right? Seymour Babe? That's right. Wash your damn hands. Shaq Lindsay's here. Good to see Shaq Lindsay. Great Raptor freak. Thank you for supporting this channel, Shaq Lindsay. Watching pickup runs, I'm certainly impressed with CMB and Carter Bryant. CMB is built like a man, body and vets like Mobley, bro. He's weird, man. He is so Barkley-esque. He really is. I mean, the man's about Barkley's height. He really is. You shave his head and you make him a bald man with just his little mustache. That's Barkley's kid. It's like, come on, who's Colin Murray Boyles' dad? Like, who's Murray and who's Boyles? Is it actually Murray Barkley? Is it Colin Murray Barkley? Can we call him Colin Murray Barkley? Because I feel like that man has got DNA from Sir Charles. I'm serious. I am totally serious here. Go watch Charles Barkley and the way he used to play. He blocks shots at 6'4", just like Colin Murray Boyles, running over all of a sudden and just smacking the shit out of Dikembe Mutombo when he's going up to try and dunk. That's Charles Barkley. He's almost a foot shorter than Dikembe Mutombo, and he go and block the Mount Mutombo shot. It's crazy. It's crazy. The explosive ups of Charles Barkley near the basket. Colin Murray Boyles seems to have that too. Where all of a sudden, elevator up, I'm dunking on Patrick Ewing, on your head, Patrick, Charles Barkley. Well, Colin Murray Barkley, he's showing those Barkley DNAs and things that Barkley would have done when he was playing in the NBA. Well, Colin's got some of that stuff, and it's fantastic. I love it. You going to tell me somebody's Barkley-esque? I want that on my team. I want somebody on my team that's Barkley-esque in today's NBA. I don't see many players come through this league, and I say, that guy's Barkley-esque. Like, not many players where I can compare Charles Barkley to them. But Colin Murray Barkley is one of them. I might start calling him Colin Murray Barkley, guys. So just get name. If y'all start seeing the comparison of Colin to Charles Barkley, know that it originated from this man right here on this channel. Because I don't think I've heard anybody make the comparison of Charles Barkley to Colin Murray Boyles yet. But it's coming. Trust me. And it's not on the level of Charles. He's not going to be the Hall of Famer and the level of all-time great. But there are DNA and there's similarities that Colin Murray Barkley has to Charles Barkley. I'm going to say that. I'm going to keep saying Colin Murray Barkley. I hope he likes that. I'm serious. If he shaves his head, if he cuts his hair like Jacoby after his rookie year, And all of a sudden, Colin Murray Barkley comes back with a shaved head next year. Y'all are going to be like, is Charles Barkley back in the league? Y'all seriously will be like that. He's got his face. He's got the same face and the same little goofy mustache that Charles Barkley had. And he's playing like him. He's got a similar body. He's a big down low that bangs around, even though he's 6'4". Wait, what the fuck? You say he's 6'4" and he bangs around like a power forward? Yeah, that's Charles Barkley. That's Colin Murray Barkley. I'm telling you right now, Colin Murray Barkley. It's a real thing, man. Seriously. All right, let's keep going in the tabs. Let's see what else I got to do today. Let's check in on Raptors Reddit, see what they're saying. There's a picture of Kawhi with Masai at Giants of Africa. I love to see Kawhi Leonard there smiling, wearing the Giants of Africa's festival t-shirt, and he's signing a jersey, a Raptors jersey for a fan. I love it. And look at Masai. He looks really happy. This is such a great picture. I love this picture so much. Masai, Kawhi, Giants of Africa. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. He has landed. Kawhi Leonard is there. That's right. There's the Colin Murray Boyles highlights on Reddit. They're noticing what we were talking about right there. That's right. They noticed what we were talking right there. Let's see. ESPN Power Rankings are being talked about on Raptors Reddit about us being 24th. That's a joke. 24 is way too low. We're going to be in the middle of the pack in the beginning. Y'all should be ranking us around 15, maybe 14 right now. And we have the ability to get in the top 10 this year. So just so you right by the time April comes around, you're going to see, you're going to get it right. You're going to get it right. Okay. Here's a question from a Pacers fan. This is really interesting. I have not read this before, so I'd like to see what they're saying. This is cold red. I posted an NBA, but figured this would be a better place as a Pacers fan since I was a kid, 30 years old now. Halliburton and Siakam are my two favorite Pacers that I've actually watched over George, Oladipo, etc. What do y'all rank him all time? Is he over Lowry, Van Vliet, Leonard? We love him in Indy. I know y'all still love him, but wondering what your all-time Raptors list is and where he lands. Side note, I'm not saying he's an all-time Pacer yet, but we've had plenty of legends, but I feel like in 2 years he's passed up several in terms of fan favorites. All right, I want to answer this both ways for Pacer fan on Reddit. Siakam on my Mount Rushmore out of the top 4 all-time Raptors. Yeah, he's on top 4. I put Lowry and DeRozan above him, but that's it. He's the 3rd best Raptor of all time. Top 5. Vince is 5th. Yeah, and then Kawhi, he's somewhere later on because he's only 1 year. But that's how I rank them personally. Siakam's the 3rd greatest Raptor of all time, and it's behind DeRozan and Lowry. Lowry number 1, DeRozan number 2, Siakam number 3. So, and then with you guys, I think honestly, if I was starting to talk about success in the Pacers franchise, you might need to put Siakam in your Mount Rushmore also for them. I know they have a long storied history. And if you're going to bring up George McGinnis and the ABA Pacers, sure, there may be some guys that are on that team that should be getting in there. Reggie Miller obviously is number 1 as the greatest Pacer of all time. But who all else has done anything successful to the level that Siakam did this year with the Pacers? And I would say this, that y'all getting in the finals is not Halliburton. It's Siakam. So I would say, even if you add the ABA Pacers and their chance, you put Reggie Miller in one of those spots, Siakam's still your top 4 Pacers all time. I don't know. You're going to start talking about Rick Smits. You're going to start talking about Detlef Schrempf. You're going to start talking about Chuck Person. You're going to start talking about Vern Fleming, Mark Jackson. You're going to start talking about Paul George, Austin Crosshair. I don't give a shit. Siakam took y'all to the finals. Siakam's taking y'all to the playoffs and high levels 2 years in a row. And Halliburton's great, but he got hurt. And in some ways, you know, he's still a streak shooter. He's not necessarily a dependable player. So I would say, in my eyes, Siakam's one of the top 4 greatest Pacers of all time, even only because he's been there for 2 years. He's already like that because y'all went to the finals with him this year. And he's a finals MVP, honestly, an Eastern Conference Finals MVP. So that's my answer for the Raptors Reddit question from a Pacers fan. There you go. That's that check. Once again, guys, it's Scotty Wayne Barnes Jr.'s birthday today. Happy 24th birthday, Scotty Barnes. We're so proud of you. We're hoping you're living your best life in Greece with your entourage and all the great things happening over there. That's right. All right. I got 10 more minutes till 2 hours, and we'll finish up the stream very, very soon. Let's see. Shaq Lindsay saying Colin Murray Boyles hasn't fully developed yet, and his size is ridiculous. It's weird because his size is girth. It's not length. I mean, he does have long arms and he does have huge hands. Huge hands. Like my hands look huge, but his hands are even huger. He's like the claw. He's like a claw, like a Kawhi, like Scotty. Scotty's a claw too. And that's why these guys are so good at stocks. But I don't know how much taller he's going to get. I hope he does grow a little bit taller. That'd be great. But even if he doesn't, he's showing a strength in his stoutness near the basket where he can box people out. The crazy thing is he fights for position on offensive end and gets in between the defensive rebounder and the basket, and he steals rebounds from people who are trying to box him out and push them behind him. And he's getting like offensive putbacks that way, which is very Barkley also. Very Barkley, also a little Rodman in that kind of respect, is fighting for the offensive rebound, beating the defensive rebound block boxer outer and putting the ball back in. So it's interesting. He's very stout and strong, and that's his power near the basket. It's not his length. It's not how tall he is, although he can hop up real high and block somebody if he has to too, which is cool. I like that. Shaq Lindsay saying, I like the comparison to Barkley, but another comparison is Ben Wallace. Well, I like the Ben Wallace comparison's okay. Ben Wallace is much taller. I'm really getting down to like the body type. Like when I see NBA players, I can recognize them without seeing their name or their jersey. I can recognize them by the way their body moves, like their mannerisms, their stride, their gait, their the way that they move their arms, the way they shoot, their shot, their form. I ways that people move in motion. And he moves like Barkley in certain ways. Like he has a lot of similar kind of moves in certain ways that are very reminiscent of Sir Charles. And that's why I say that. Ben Wallace was limited as an offensive player. And I feel like Colin Murray Boyles will be in between Charles Barkley and Ben Wallace for offense. He'll be a better offensive player than Ben Wallace. And in some ways, Ben Wallace wasn't, he was a very good stealer. He was, but he was more of a shot blocker and a rebounder. And I feel like Colin Murray Boyles is a little bit more well rounded to the lower positions than Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace had to play center or power forward, but Colin Murray Boyles could possibly get away with playing, he could play small forward for sure. And there's a little, I don't know. In some ways, I think the comparison is better with Barkley because Wallace, in some ways, his offense is not as good as what Collins is going to be. Does that make sense? I think Collins is going to be a way better offensive player than Ben Wallace. Yeah, happy birthday to Scotty Barnes. That's right. Colin Murray Boyles has a 7'1" wingspan. Yeah, woo. He may not be that tall, but those arms are long. That's for sure. That's right. I love that. I love that. All right, we did our birthdays. We did our birthday, which is Scotty. Scotty's birthday today. Scotty Barnes. That's right. All right, let me get the classic card out, and we'll get this stream done in the next 5 minutes and be done for the day. Yeah, we'll do this one. We've been getting weird classic cards lately. I'm like, oh, this is who it is? All right, here we go. First person to write the full name answer gets the classic card points for the trivia score. Do not half-ass it. Do not write half the name. Try and write the full name. If you misspell the name and it's kind of goofy, come back in and write it again really fast to make up for it so you get it still. So here's the classic card for today. Let's see who gets it first. Here you go. It's not that hard. In some ways, you know who that is. So write it in and get the classic card. It's one of these weird ticket ones where the name is, I'm covering it that way. So yeah, if you know who this trailblazer, former trailblazer is, there you go. Fiercey's on it. Of course, this is Yusuf Nurkic, who's been traded around a bit in the last a couple of years. He got traded to Phoenix, didn't work out there. He got traded to Charlotte. I think he's in Charlotte still. I'm not totally sure where Yusuf Nurkic is currently right now. But man, he's kind of been wasting his career. It's weird because he came in with Joker, right? They came in together, and they were both on Denver. Nurkic and Jokic. And wow, Jokic's career has gone a certain way, and Nurkic has not. Let's just say that. So yeah, 50 points for Fiercey on the that. Yeah, they're saying Colin Murray Boyles is 6'7", but that's a lie. This is the same lie they told about Charles Barkley. Go look at him. You'll see how tall he is. They're listing him at 6'7", but he's really like 6'5", 6'4". I'm telling you, that's true. You can go look at him. You'll see it. Oh, he really, really isn't. All right, this is Yusuf Nurkic, and we got Fiercey for 50 on that one. Yeah, it's not a super hard card, so I can't give her too many. It's good to see Fiercey getting quite a few cards recently and adding to her total in her lead for the Rapid Freak Trivia. All right, is that it? We're going to finish up right here. I'll go over the recap real quick. Let's see. Fiercey saying Nurkic said that about Draymond. That brother need help. Yeah, well, he did because he was like acting out in violent ways towards people, and he was right. He needed to go get help. But Draymond said on DeMar's podcast, I was scared to go get help because I was worried it would ruin me as an NBA player, that my psychotic, crazy, criminal ways would be cured by going and getting help, psychology. That's the main reason why he didn't want to go get psychological help, is because he was worried it would make him not be who he was on the basketball court. Like, don't you understand that's the whole reason why they want you to get help, is because you're headlocking and punching people and doing all kinds of crazy stuff that you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, it's kind of a weird situation. But Draymond got forced to get help. They had special sessions with the owners of the Warriors and other people sitting in with him while he was getting help. And he liked all the attention, so he started coming to them and doing them. Just sitting in on these monthly sessions with everybody. And he's like, he didn't mind it then. And in some ways, indirectly, he got the help. And he circled back around and talked to DeMar about it and said, man, you guys were right. I needed to talk to someone. I have a lot of pain and weird shit going on in me. And I did need the outlet. And you guys were right. But he wouldn't do it for a while because he's worried about losing his edge and what he does in the NBA. Yeah, you need to lose that. It's no reason why you need to be like that, man. That's right. Shaq Lindsay saying Charles is 6'4" with long arms and a big head. That's similar to Colin Murray Barkley. I'm telling you right now, if you put them next to each other, he's going to look like his son. Seriously, you take a picture of Charles Barkley standing next to Colin Murray Boyles, he'll look like he might be his son. I'm serious. It'll look really, really weird, man. Talent over edge. I like that. Yeah, talent over edge. Just saying, he needs edgy, dirty work to do what he does to be successful in the NBA. Well, were you ever actually a good NBA player then, Draymond, or just a big muscle bound brute that was beating up on people? Then you didn't really have any talent. You were just using edge. Adam Copeland. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching the Raptors Freak stream. Today, we've been talking about the Toronto Tempo Fan Club, which just opened up this week. There's benefits to it. And if you want to be on the ground level of being a Toronto Tempo official fan from their fan club, you need to do it now. Get in there. I'm serious. I want to do it myself because I want to get in there on the ground level myself. Because let's Tempo Freaks, let's unite and let's make this Raptor Freak channel a Tempo Freak channel when the time comes. It's coming. And I might have to do a little bit of brand overhaul for when I do Tempo previews and reactions for their games next season. I'm so looking forward to it. In some ways, I'm going to really get to know the WNBA game at a new level that I've never really known. And that's going to be exciting and fun. I'm excited about it a lot. That's right. That's right. That big head gave him the edge. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I've always thought Charles had a small head for his body. Like, I don't get what y'all say he has a big head. I always felt like Charles's head looked absurdly small on his huge shoulders and his huge round mound of rebound, which was one of his nicknames back when he used to play, the round mound of rebound. So good. Maybe we could dig that one up and start calling Colin Murray Boyles the round mound of rebound again. And maybe the people will start noticing the comparison I've been making. Yeah, let's go Tempo. I'm all about that. I mean, read the terms of the fan club, and hopefully maybe you'll see some of the questions that we're trying to figure out today about the differences in the tickets and things like that. So yeah, just be a fan. Maybe you don't have to be in the official fan club. We can just say we were a fan already, and we don't have to do it exactly. Fiercely saying you can mention your Toronto Tempo fandom in your channel description. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to have to change slightly the channel. I don't know if I change the channel from Raptors Freak to Tempo Freak during that part of the year. I want to continue my branding with the name Raptors Freak, but I have to include the inclusivity of the Tempo being a part of my content. And how will I integrate that? I don't know. I'll take suggestions from you guys for sure. Fiercely saying so that when people make searches on YouTube, they can find you. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to put tempo in my search uh, keywords. For all right, y'all. Thanks for watching me. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, join the channel tomorrow. Saturday Share the Love Club surprise. Saturday Share the Love Club. I ain't telling you who it is on yet. Ha ha!